The WWE Universe is absolutely furious right now, and for good reason. What happened on Monday Night Raw wasn't just a betrayal, it was a complete character assassination that has fans questioning everything they thought they knew about loyalty in professional wrestling. Liv Morgan's shocking return has turned the entire women's division upside down, but it's Raquel Rodriguez's actions that have everyone seeing red. Let me paint you the picture that has wrestling fans burning up Twitter right now. For months, we watched Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez build what seemed like an unbreakable bond. These two women went through hell together, fought side by side against the Judgment Day, and appeared to have each other's backs no matter what. The WWE Universe invested emotionally in this partnership, believing that finally we had a tag team that represented real friendship in an industry built on backstabbing. But Monday night proved that even the strongest friendships in WWE are nothing more than storyline convenience. The moment that will haunt wrestling fans forever happened when Raquel Rodriguez, the woman who claimed to be Liv's ride-or-die partner, delivered a devastating big boot that sent shockwaves through the arena and left Liv Morgan crumpled on the mat like yesterday's newspaper. Here's what makes this betrayal even more infuriating: it was perfectly orchestrated. The match started innocently enough, with Liv Morgan making her triumphant return after weeks away from television. The crowd was electric, chanting her name, genuinely excited to see their favorite underdog back in action. Raquel Rodriguez was there, playing the supportive partner role to perfection, giving fans every reason to believe that their friendship was stronger than ever. But wrestling fans should know by now, when things seem too good to be true in WWE, they usually are. The signs were all there if you knew where to look. The subtle glances, the hesitation in Raquel's movements, the way she positioned herself during crucial moments of the match. This wasn't a spur-of-the-moment decision, this was calculated, premeditated betrayal at its absolute magnitude. Now here's where things get even more twisted, and why WWE fans are absolutely losing their minds on social media right now. Dominic Mysterio, who has been conspicuously quiet about the women's division lately, dropped what can only be described as the biggest hint in wrestling history just hours before this betrayal went down. His social media activity has been under a microscope ever since his relationship dynamics with Rhea Ripley became the talk of the wrestling world. But his latest posts weren't about mommy, they were subtle references that now make perfect sense in hindsight. The timing wasn't coincidental. The cryptic messages weren't random. Dominic knew exactly what was coming, and his hints were breadcrumbs leading to this explosive moment. What makes this situation even more maddening is the connection to the Judgment Day that's becoming impossible to ignore. Raquel Rodriguez's betrayal didn't happen in isolation, it happened at the exact moment when the Judgment Day needed to reassert their dominance over the women's division. The timing is too perfect, the execution too clean, and the aftermath too beneficial for Rhea Ripley's faction for this to be anything other than a coordinated attack on everything fans held dear about genuine friendship in WWE. Think about it, Liv Morgan has been one of the biggest thorns in the Judgment Day's side for months. Her resilience, her ability to bounce back from every setback, and her connection with the WWE Universe made her a legitimate threat to their stranglehold on Monday Night Raw. By turning her closest ally against her, they didn't just eliminate a competitor, they destroyed her emotionally and psychologically in the most brutal way possible. The look on Liv Morgan's face when Raquel's boot connected wasn't just physical pain, it was the complete shattering of trust, friendship, and belief in human decency. Wrestling fans invest emotionally in these characters because they represent something real, something we can relate to in our own lives. When WWE destroys that connection with calculated betrayal, it doesn't just affect the storyline, it affects every fan who believed in the power of genuine friendship. Raquel Rodriguez didn't just betray Liv Morgan, she betrayed every fan who cheered for their partnership, who bought their merchandise, who defended their friendship against critics who said it wouldn't last. The emotional manipulation here is off the charts, and WWE Creative knew exactly what they were doing when they crafted this moment of pure heartbreak. The immediate aftermath of this betrayal has sent shockwaves throughout the entire WWE roster. Social media exploded with reactions from current and former wrestlers, all expressing their shock and disappointment at how this friendship was torn apart. But more importantly, it has completely reshuffled the power dynamics in the women's division at the worst possible time. With major pay-per-view events on the horizon, this betrayal has eliminated one of the most popular team tandems and created a situation where Liv Morgan is more isolated than ever. The other women in the division now have to choose sides, and history shows us that these choices rarely end well for anyone involved. WWE has created a powder keg situation that's going to explode in spectacular fashion. Let's talk about Dominic Mysterio's role in all of this. because his hints weren't just random social media posts, they were part of a larger psychological warfare campaign that's been building for weeks. His ability to plant seeds of doubt, to create tension where none existed before, and to manipulate situations from behind the scenes has reached a level that would make his father proud and his enemies furious. The strategic brilliance of using Dominic as the messenger for this betrayal cannot be overstated. He's not directly involved in the women's division, which gives him plausible deniability. But his connection to the Judgment Day and his history with both Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez made him the perfect vehicle for delivering psychological warfare that nobody saw coming until it was too late. What happened Monday night isn't just about one betrayal, it's about WWE's willingness to destroy everything fans hold sacred in pursuit of shock value and temporary rating spikes. The systematic destruction of genuine friendships, the constant betrayals, and the emotional manipulation of the audience has reached a breaking point that has fans questioning whether they can trust WWE Creative with their emotional investment anymore. This betrayal represents everything wrong with modern WWE storytelling. Instead of building long-term relationships and allowing natural character development, they choose to shock fans with betrayals that serve no purpose other than generating temporary buzz on social media. The cost of these decisions is the erosion of fan trust and the destruction of characters that took years to build. While everyone is focused on the betrayal itself, the immediate consequences are already reshaping the entire landscape of Monday Night Raw. Liv Morgan's isolation makes her vulnerable to further attacks from the Judgment Day. Raquel Rodriguez's heel turn eliminates one of the few genuine babyfaces in the women's division, and Dominic Mysterio's successful manipulation proves that his influence extends far beyond his own storylines. The booking committee has created a situation where the good guys are outnumbered, outmaneuvered, and completely demoralized. This isn't just bad for Liv Morgan, it's bad for every fan who wants to see heroes triumph over adversity. WWE has systematically eliminated hope from their storytelling, replacing it with cynicism and betrayal. The most infuriating aspect of this entire situation is how it completely destroys months of careful character development for both women involved. Liv Morgan's journey from underdog to confident competitor has been one of the few bright spots in WWE's women's division storytelling. Raquel Rodriguez's evolution from muscle for hire to genuine friend showed promise for more nuanced character work. All of that development has been thrown away for one shocking moment that will be forgotten within weeks. The characters that fans invested in emotionally have been sacrificed on the altar of temporary shock value, and the damage to their long-term potential is irreversible. This short-sighted approach to storytelling is exactly why WWE fans are becoming increasingly frustrated with creative decisions. The immediate reaction on social media platforms has been nothing short of explosive. Wrestling fans are expressing their anger, disappointment, and complete bewilderment at WWE's decision to destroy one of the few positive relationships in their programming. The hashtags are trending worldwide, the comment sections are filled with furious fans, and the overall sentiment is that WWE Creative has once again chosen shock value over substance. But here's what makes the social media reaction even more significant: it's not just casual fans expressing disappointment. Industry veterans, wrestling journalists, and even current WWE performers are subtly expressing their concerns about this storytelling direction. When your own roster is questioning creative decisions, you know you've crossed a line that shouldn't have been crossed. Every wrestling fan watching this unfold is asking the same questions: why destroy a friendship that fans genuinely cared about? Why eliminate one of the few positive relationships in a division that desperately needs heroes? Why use Dominic Mysterio as a puppet master when his character development was finally heading in an interesting direction? These aren't just storytelling questions, they're fundamental questions about WWE's understanding of their audience and their responsibility to create compelling, emotionally satisfying content. The answers to these questions will determine whether WWE can repair the damage they've done to fan trust and character integrity. Here's the prediction that's going to make wrestling fans absolutely furious: this betrayal won't lead to a satisfying redemption story or meaningful character growth. Instead, it will be forgotten within a few months, replaced by another shocking betrayal designed to generate temporary buzz. Liv Morgan will bounce back because she's resilient, but the emotional impact of this friendship's destruction will be wasted on throwaway feuds and meaningless matches. Raquel Rodriguez will struggle to get genuine heat as a heel because fans won't be invested in hating her, they'll be indifferent to her entire character arc. And Dominic Mysterio will move on to his next manipulation target without any consequences for orchestrating this emotional destruction. This is the WWE pattern that has fans questioning whether their emotional investment is worth the inevitable disappointment. WWE Universe, your voices matter more than you realize. The social media explosion, the passionate reactions, and the genuine anger at this betrayal represents power that can influence creative decisions if channeled properly. Instead of just accepting these storyline choices, demand better from the company that claims to listen to its fans. Share this video if you're as frustrated as millions of other wrestling fans. Comment below with your thoughts on how WWE can repair the damage they've done to these characters. And most importantly, keep holding WWE accountable for their storytelling choices, because your passionate fandom deserves better than calculated betrayals designed to manipulate your emotions. The WWE Universe has spoken, and the message is clear: we want compelling characters, genuine relationships, and storylines that reward our emotional investment. The question now is whether WWE Creative is listening, or if they'll continue down this path of destruction that's alienating the fans who make their success possible. What happens next will determine everything.